Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of DNA Sports Talking. Today we're doing a film breakdown on Kenny Golladay. No, we're not. I'm pretty sure you've seen every single play from Kenny Golladay over the past for his career. And today I kind of want to talk about another twist to it, what this means to the Giants' salary cap. So Nate Solder's contract did come out. We're paying him $10.5 million in base salary this year, and then we can count him for $4 million in dead cap next year. And we have $6 million to spend. I'm assuming that Kenny Galladay's cap hit this year is going to be like $10 million, $9 million, like somewhere around that, because he's getting paid $18 million a year, so it's not going to be like $2 million. But Leonard Williams' contract was $21 million per year, and we got it down to $11. So I'm assuming subtract 10, $8 million a year. That's what I'm assuming. So that means we're $2 million under the cap, and we have a lot of smart financial decisions that we need to make. First of all, cutting Sam Beal. That'll save a couple $1 million. Maybe cutting Isaac Yiadom would be another option. And then what the Giants can do is, I didn't say this in the beginning, but go after cornerback at number 11. Patrick Surtain doesn't have that long speed, but he's good physical. He's good physically. That'd be a name that I look at. I'm pretty sure we've all heard about Patrick Surtain. A lot of people don't love him. I think that we can even go up, just pick the best cornerback that you think. I don't love that, just like pick the best cornerback available, whatever. But there's going to be a lot of good cornerback value in the second round. I'm talking about Melifanu out of Syracuse. I really like him. He's a 6'3" guy, really lengthy, knows the position real well. Sometimes he's still learning the position, but he doesn't rely on his speed, kind of like a Caleb Farley. I'm not too crazy for a Caleb Farley, but I think that Giants would go cornerback in round 2, offensive line in round 1. But a cornerback is definitely a position that we need to fill. We have just a plurality of them. I don't think we have enough money to sign Adoree Jackson. I just don't. People are like, oh, let's sign Adoree. Unless he wants to accept like a $1 million contract, like approve it, I don't understand. As far as the contract, Kenny Galladay's contract, people say he was overpaid. I'd rather not pay him $18 million. How about that? He's not overpaid. I'd just rather pay him less. I predicted his contract to 4 years, $60 million. He signed 4 years, $72 million, up to 76 because he wanted 18.5. That's pretty much, he's kind of, he can make up to $19 million a year when it's all said and done. $40 million guaranteed. That's pretty much a 2-year contract. I think we can get out after year 3. We can have a discussion. We'll continue to have the Kenny Golladay discussions, injuries and stuff, and motivation. I said before the draft, I'm like, well, it is still before the draft. I'm not too crazy for getting a Rashawn Slater who opted out, a Penei Sewell who opted out, even though he's not going to fall down to us. A bunch of guys, Parker Parsons opted out, and plus you have all these red flags. I'm not too crazy about drafting these guys, especially Gregory Rousseau, who opted out and he saw a lot of work to do. I get it with Jamar Chase. Like he was already ready. Like he could have went out and been a top 5 pick last year. That could have been a thing. Actually, no, with Tua and Justin Herbert. You guys get the point, though. He could have been a top 10 pick easily. But yeah, so I think that the Giants right now are in a spot where we have to make smart financial decisions. I hinted at it a little bit earlier, cornerback, and then you could parlay that into the first round. Before the free agency period, I'm not going to say what the Giants should do because it depends who's available in free agency and who we can get. All of a sudden, we're not targeting Kyle Pitts because we have Rudolph. Imagine we do get Kyle Pitts, but we have Rudolph, we have Engram, we have Toilolo, we have Caden Smith, who might be the odd man out, but we have a lot of those guys. And as far as other cuts we can make, I think we could restructure James Bradberry. I've seen it. We can lower his cap number by $6 million by restructuring it. And if you go, hey, James Bradberry, we're going to cut you. We're going to move your contract a little later, which Dave Gettleman says is dangerous. But hey, listen, man. What we're going to do is we're going to draft a cornerback, and that's going to make your job a lot easier. And not because he's going to have to switch guys, but we're going to put you on more favorable matchups. We're going to get a guy that's going to be able to, make, maybe if there's a particular matchup where, especially Mike Evans just tore him up this year, but not really tore him up. There's some iffy calls in that Buccaneers game. But maybe, okay, we're going to get Caleb Farley who can run with a Mike Evans and take a little bit of a pressure off of James Bradberry so he doesn't always have to, trail the number 1 wide receiver, make him a little more comfortable. That's what I kind of mean. So we can structure James Bradberry for $6 million. I don't want to structure Blake Martinez. I don't want to add like a year to his contract. I'm not too crazy about Blake Martinez. I think he was a little bit overrated this year. I think Dalvin Tomlinson really helped him out. But yeah, so you can already start seeing what the Giants can do. And the final topic I want to talk about is Evan Engram. That's pretty what I'm going to label this video. There are 3 teams that I can see us trading him to. The Falcons, who are going to be in the Kyle Pitts sweepstakes, but if they don't trade back, drafting him at 4 is a little bit high. They also have the LA Chargers / Rams, who, the Rams just got rid of, not Higbee, Gerald Everett. He's no longer there. He's on the Seahawks. And then you also have that's Chicago. The Chicago Bears would be interesting. Who's the Arizona Cardinals, who have Dan Arnold, but they have a lot of savvy veterans, and they wouldn't be paying Evan Engram a lot, and I think they can work it out with their salary cap. So those are the 3 teams that I think we could still trade Evan Engram to. We would save $6 million. Right now, it would make our cap from $6 million, or just say about $7 million, add about $6 million to that $13 million, add $6 million to that with James Bradbury. That's another $6 million, so it's $19 million, math with Anthony, and then do a bunch of little cuts throughout the offseason. Maybe you don't like Lorenzo Carter's progress with his injury, and you Ryan Connolly him. That's something I may make a whole separate video about, but maybe you have to Ryan Connolly Lorenzo Carter, and that would save $2 million. So you already see you can clear up, let's say, about $25 million total in cap space. Then Kenny Golladay is about $8 to $10 million. That's $17 million. You could spend a little bit on Dory Jackson, save about $10 million for the draft, and then a couple million for in-season moves, which I don't think you're going to do. But the cap is flexible. That's what I'm trying to say. If we do keep Evan Engram, we can not even make one of these moves, and it still work. But those are 3 moves I can think. Cut Evan Engram, restructure James Bradbury, and then a lot of little moves. Lorenzo Carter, Ryan Connolly, him, and cut Sam Beal. Hashtag cut Sam Beal. Screw that guy. And Isaac Yiadom too, maybe. Depends on how confident you are in that cornerback, because we can wait. We have flexibility of just waiting, and if the guy doesn't perform, you see the guy's not improving. We only spent the 7th round pick on him and move on from him. And so hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think. How excited are you on a scale from 1 to 10 about the Kenny Golladay signing? I'd rather have been a $16 million deal, not a 18, but he has respect. Now I think it's an extra motivator to be like, he said in the quote, he said that Daniel Jones, I want to grow together with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has a Stephon Diggs. That's what we wanted. We want him to have a wide receiver that's just like, I believe in this guy. A semi-veteran, I guess, 27 years old, but a veteran that's just like, I believe in my quarterback, and I think we can grow together, and that's what Daniel Jones needed. He needed his Mike Evans and whatever quarterback. He needed his Tyreek Hill. He needed his Devontae Adams, especially. He needed his guy. I'm not calling him Aaron Rodgers, Daniel Jones Aaron Rodgers, but he's still a quarterback in this league, and I think Kenny Golladay will help a lot. And I'm looking forward to having more discussions as we roll on through the offseason. But I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.